Some say cats are the masters of solitude. They move through the world like quiet shadows, slipping into sunbeams, curling into corners as if they need nothing and no one. But here's the truth most people don't see. Even the most independent cat can feel the ache of loneliness. They won't wail like a dog, they won't cling like a child. Instead, they whisper their sadness in subtle ways. A quiet change in how they move, how they sleep, how they look at you when they think you're not watching. And sometimes those whispers go unheard. Have you ever wondered if your cat might be lonely? Not just bored, not just moody, but quietly aching for you in the only way they know how. Because cats do feel it. And if you look closely, you'll see the signs. Today, let's uncover those signs together. Not with fear, but with love, the kind of love that says, I see you, little one, and I'm here. 1. The midnight cry. Have you ever been woken up at night by a sound so haunting, it felt like it came from the walls themselves? That long aching meow. That strange, almost mournful wail. It slices through the silence, through your dreams, and for a second you wonder if they're just being dramatic. But for your cat, it's not just noise. Cats are crepuscular, most alive when the world is quiet, their senses sharper when the night is still. But when darkness falls and you vanish under blankets, the house changes. For them, it feels like being left behind. That cry is more than a meow. It's a thread tossed out into the dark, hoping you'll catch it. It's your cat saying, are you still there? Do you still hear me? And if you've noticed that the cries grow louder on the days you've been gone longer, you might already know, they're not just making noise. They're asking for you. 2. The over-grooming. Cats clean themselves like no other creature on earth. Each lick is careful, deliberate, a graceful ritual that keeps their fur smooth, their mind calm. But sometimes it stops being a ritual and becomes something else. When a cat feels unsettled, anxious, or lonely, grooming turns into their escape. Each stroke of their tongue releases tiny bursts of comfort, like a self-soothing hug. But loneliness doesn't fade so easily. So they keep licking, and licking, and licking. Soon you might see bald spots, little patches where fur once was, the skin underneath bare and fragile. It's not vanity. It's not even just stress. It's a silent cry for calmness, a way of saying, I don't know what else to do to make myself feel okay. 3. The vanishing act. You walk in the door, keys still in your hand, and it's quiet. No paw steps. No little head poking around the corner. You call their name. Nothing. Then you find them, tucked away behind the couch, wedged under the bed, curled into the smallest space they can find. It feels cold. It feels like rejection. But that's not what it is. Cats hide when their world feels too heavy. When you're gone for hours or even days, their sense of normal gets shaken. Your absence is a gap they can't quite fill. So they retreat into the smallest corners they can find. Because if they can't have you, they'll at least have safety. It's not, I don't care about you. It's, I missed you so much. I didn't know how to handle it. 4. The doorway greeting. And then there's the opposite kind of moment. You open the door and there they are. Tail up. Eyes shining. A little body pacing, weaving, chirping with joy. They greet you as if you were the sun finally rising after a long night. It's adorable, yes. But it's also telling. That rush to the door is your cat's heart speaking louder than their instincts. Because cats aren't supposed to do that. They're cautious by nature, selective about where they put their energy. So when they come running the moment you return, it's because they felt your absence like a missing heartbeat. Your return is their proof. I'm safe again. My world is whole again. 5. The bag betrayal. Does your cat hate your suitcase? The moment you pull it from the closet, you see the change. The narrowed eyes. The stiff tail. Sometimes it's a scratch. Sometimes a bite. Sometimes a puddle in a place you wish there wasn't one. To you it's luggage. To them it's heartbreak in fabric form. Cats notice patterns. Bag comes out. Human disappears. And suddenly that suitcase isn't just an object. It's the enemy. They can't talk you out of leaving. So they scratch it, bite it, mark it. Their way of saying, don't go. Stay with me. This bag can't take you away if it's mine now. 6. The unwanted gifts. You step into a room and freeze. There it is. A lifeless mouse. A bug torn but proudly displayed. A feather left like an artist's final flourish. Your cat sits nearby looking proud. It's easy to grimace, to mutter a horrified, oh no. But for them this is love. In their heart they worry. Maybe you left because you can't feed yourself. Maybe you were hungry. So they do what their instincts tell them. They hunt. And then they bring it to you. Not because they think you'll eat it, but because they want you to know, I'm taking care of you too. even when you're not here for me. Have you seen any of these signs in your own cat? The late-night meows. The bald patches from over-grooming. The suspicious suitcase attacks. Which one hit your heart the hardest? Tell us in the comments, not just for us but for each other. Because maybe your story is the one another cat parent needs to hear. 7. The stressful mess. The rug. The laundry pile. The one place you hoped they'd never choose. A puddle. A mark. And you sigh. Maybe you're even angry. But take a moment. Because cats don't do this just because. When a cat pees outside their litter box, it's almost always a sign. They're unsettled. Lonely. Their world feels a little off. And so they mark. Because marking isn't bad behavior. It's their way of saying, I need to feel like this place is mine again. Like I belong here. Like I'm safe. Lonely cats mark more. Not to hurt you, but to ground themselves when the world feels shaky. 8. The home makeover. You come home and see it. The curtains shredded. The sofa clawed into art. It looks like destruction. But for them it's therapy. Scratching is primal. It's how they leave their scent, how they say, this is mine. This is safe. This is home. And when they're lonely, that need multiplies. Each scratch is their way of punching a pillow. Of screaming without sound. A cry you can't hear written in claw marks. 9. The scent claim. Have you noticed it? The sudden way they rub their cheek against your hand. The little body weaving against your legs, almost tripping you. The kneading, paws pressing into you like dough. Feels cute. But it's more than cute. Cats have scent glands in their cheeks, paws, even their forehead. When they rub against you, they're leaving pieces of themselves behind. Whispering, you're mine. You're my safe place. You belong to me. When you've been away, your scent fades. So they restamp you. Not to control you, but to reconnect. 10. The bed and couch takeover. You leave your favorite spot on the couch. You come back, and there they are, curled in your place. Your pillow. Your blanket. Your side of the bed. It's not an accident. Your scent is a lullaby to them. When you're gone, they wrap themselves in it, not just for warmth but for closeness. Because to your cat, the smell of you is the smell of safety. 11. The silent illness. This is the sign that whispers the loudest. Sometimes loneliness doesn't just stay in their heart. It seeps into their body. Your cat might stop eating. Stop drinking. Their energy might fade. Loneliness can turn into stress, and stress can turn into sickness. Cats aren't built for fasting. Even skipping meals can be dangerous. And when they're hurting this much, it's not just time for comfort. It's time for help. A vet, yes, but also you. Because they don't just need food. They don't just need medicine. They need you. Final reflection. Your cat might never say, I'm lonely, but they don't need words. They've been showing you all along. In the meows at midnight. In the scratches on the furniture. In the gifts they bring and the quiet spaces they hide in. They're saying, I miss you when you're gone. I need you more than I let on. And maybe that's the most beautiful part. Because you don't have to be perfect. You don't have to have all the answers. You just have to see them. To listen. To show up. Because to your cat, you aren't just their human. You are their whole world. Paw Print's call to action. If this video made you pause and look at your cat differently today, stay with us. Like, subscribe, and join the Meowsphere family, where we don't just care for cats, we understand them. And in the comments, share one small thing your cat does that makes you feel truly loved. Because your story might be the one that helps someone else notice their cat's quiet whispers tonight.